To make our cupcakes, you're going to fold your paper in half like a book, and do not cut the folded side. So I'm going to mark the folded side so I remember not to cut that. That's the folded side that I am not going to cut. Then I'm going to draw a line about halfway down my paper so that I can remember where to start my lines from. So you're going to see that about halfway down my paper, I draw a line. And then from that line up to the corner, I make a diagonal. And then I'm going to cut that. And that's going to be my cupcake wrapper. And I'm going to show you again. From that corner, I make a cupcake wrapper. And that way I make sure I don't cut the fold. I hold it in my hand. And I'm going to open it up. And I'm going to make a cupcake wrapper. Now, if you want to make it fancy and make it zigzag at the top, you can go ahead and do that. But look at that. I have a nice cupcake wrapper. Now, the next step is going to be to make the cupcake. You're going to need another color piece of paper. It could be white. It could be any other color piece of paper. I'm going to choose the brighter pink. And on the long way, I am going to cut strips of paper. Now it's going to speed up so that you don't have to watch me cut every strip. But you're going to need lots of strips of paper. And I want you to try to do this without help from your mom or dad or sister or brother or aunt or uncle or whoever's watching you. But try to cut even strips of paper all the way down. And we're going to use those to build our cupcake. So you can see me cutting them all the way down. And then when we build our cupcake, each one's going to get shorter and shorter. So I'm going to start out with gluing the longest one all the way across. Make sure I use plenty of. Then the next one I'm going to measure it. I'm going to cut just a little bit off so it's a little bit shorter. And then I'm going to glue that one on. And I'm going to keep doing that all the way until I get it to look like a cupcake. The next one, I'm going to measure it, glue it a little bit short, cut it off. Make sure it's a little bit shorter than the one in front of it. Glue it on. Then I'm going to take the next one, make sure it's a little bit shorter than the one in front of it. So I'm using my measuring skills, glue it on, and I keep building it up until I get a nice tall cupcake, making sure it's not sticking to my table. And then I could start using those shorter pieces that I have to help me build it up. So you'll notice now I'm starting to use the shorter pieces. And some of them are just right. I don't have to keep cutting. And I have this nice cupcake. And then I'm going to find a red piece in my scrap bin to make a cherry on top. And I'm going to have to pull that down a little bit so that you can see it. And I get a very tippy top one. And then what I'm going to do next is I'm going to start drawing on my, oh, there's my cherry. Oh, it keeps falling off too. Not enough glue. Then I'm going to draw my lines for my cupcake. And I want to make spaces so that I can make designs in between. And I sped up my video so it's going very fast. much faster than you should be working. And I'm thinking of patterns that go nicely in between. And you can see I'm skipping every other row so I can do patterns in between that are different in each row. Now I used orange paper, so it's hard to see all of my colors. But I'm working carefully like an artist, even though it looks like I'm working super fast. And then at the very end, you're going to notice I outline everything with a black thick marker, a black Sharpie marker, because I like the way it looks. It adds emphasis. And then even on those blue lines, I add some little black lines to just make it look even more fancy than it can. And I just keep working. And now I'm going to add sprinkles. You could add sprinkles. You could add anything you want to your cupcake because you are the artist and you get to make all the choices. Your cupcake can be any flavor you want. You can make whatever you want on it. But you can see now I'm going in and I'm adding those black lines because I just like the way it looks. I think it adds a lot of emphasis and it really makes it look finished. Now, if you had wanted to make your wrapper zigzag at the top, you could do that too. There are so many choices as an artist that you get to make. You get to make so many of them. This is just one way to do it. So I can't wait for you to have fun and start making your cupcake. And it's a giant cupcake. How much more fun can it get than that?